Disney gets eviscerated by the media over the massive failures that happened under Bob Iger. So, as you know, Disney is in a place where the numbers no longer match the story Disney keeps trying to sell. And even Bob Iger can't avoid how exposed Disney looks right now. So, investors are watching Disney closely because every metric actually shows, just how much pressure Bob Iger is under. And people who once trusted Disney without question are now paying attention to how uneven the results look. Okay, so Bob Iger knows Disney can't keep leaning on the same excuses when Disney keeps delivering weak performance quarter after quarter. So as you all know, Disney has also run out of distractions, and the reality in front of them is too obvious for anyone to ignore. So yeah, Hollywood Reporter is basically trying to go ahead and do damage control for Disney and stuff, stating that Disney Plus is streaming subscribers surged by $3.8 million as streaming profits grow. But there's a catch to that they're not reporting. Okay, so we have mainstream media out here such as Yahoo Finance out here telling that Disney stock plunges as Q4 revenue misses estimates amid linear TV pressures. Okay, so basically Bob Iger keeps trying to manage expectations while every financial press outlet runs interference for him, pretending the quarter was mixed. You see, Disney didn't have a mixed quarter, okay? The company simply just had a disappointing one that revealed weakness in its core business, okay? So Bob Iger knows it, and the investors knows it as well, but no one's calling him out on it. Now, as you all saw how the media framed the story, because it shows how desperate, they are to protect Bob Iger and stuff, they highlight a minor bump here in this article in streaming subs and bury the collapse in entertainment profits. You see, Disney might be the biggest brand in Hollywood, but the numbers actually don't tell the opposite stories. And Bob Iger needs people to ignore those numbers, okay? So the Hollywood Reporter tiptoes around the harsh truth, knowing good and doggone well this company needs positive PR more than ever. You see, they talk about streaming growth while ignoring the massive drop in entertainment revenue. Okay, so Bob Iger has trades bending over backward to soften the headlines for him. Disney is not getting saved by carefully crafted optimism, no matter how many headlines try to distract you. Now, simply put, Disney can't run from its own report. You see, Yahoo Finance, as I just showed you all here, puts it more bluntly because they can't hide from actual investor expectations. Disney missed revenue estimates again, and the dividend bump looks more like a distraction than a reward. Okay, now Bob Iger is throwing shareholders crumbs, hoping they don't start panicking. Okay, so Disney can increase dividends, but it can't hide from the structural cracks in the business itself. Now the whole Jimmy Kimmel controversy gets tossed into the conversation itself, and even though it had no measurable impact on this particular quarter, okay, so basically Bob Iger is not worried about late night hosts. He's worried that Disney can't generate real growth in the divisions that actually matter. Okay, so the mainstream press tries to make noise about Kimmel, but it doesn't change the financial decline itself. And Disney's problems run much deeper than just one celebrity's backlash. Okay, and that's nothing new right there, because the whole linear TV collapse is brutal. Now, Disney saw double-digit declines in revenue and profit in that segment, and Bob Iger knows cord cutting is not slowing down. But ABC, ESPN, and the rest of that lineup are bleeding out. Investors see the decline clearly, even though every headline tries to steer them toward, streaming narratives. All right. So simply put, the entertainment division itself has as a whole just dropped 6% in revenue and 35% in income, which hits differently when the company is worth over $200 billion. Bob Iger can't gloss over a drop that big without serious questions being raised. Disney should not be scrapping together under, $700 million from such a massive division. The scale of the failure tells us everything right now, and I've been talking about it for years. When you dig into the streaming numbers, cracks get wider. You see, yeah, they brag about, subscriber increases, but they're quietly giving away free subscriptions through charter deals. Bob Iger knows free subs keep the optics alive. Disney can inflate numbers, but revenue tells the true story. So basically, they're not genuine subscribers. They're just the kind of subscribers through the deals and the promotions that's being picked up, but they don't really stick around longer, okay? So direct-to-consumer revenue rose 8%, but that lines up exactly with their price hikes, meaning actual subscriber growth isn't pulling its weight. Okay, so Bob Iger understands that giving away subscriptions props up subscriber counts while generating less real value. Okay. Now, Disney shouldn't need smoke and mirrors to impress Wall Street, and yet that's what this quarter looks like, okay? So Disney still leans on illusions instead of real momentum. Now, Netflix stopped reporting subscriber numbers because, well, they hit saturation. Disney will just stop reporting subscriber numbers because, it can't keep up. Bob Iger is preparing the shift because, well, the comparison gap is too embarrassing, all right? So the difference between the two approaches should concern every shareholder at this point. Now, even Hulu's growth is outpacing Disney Plus, which points to a branding problem that Bob Iger inherited but hasn't fixed. Now, the investors see the imbalance clearly, and Disney Plus should be the company's flagship streaming product, yet Hulu is carrying it. Bob Iger knows bundling both services hides the internal weakness, okay? But that's nothing new right there. We all seen that coming. The theme park even looks better on paper, but the numbers don't even tell the whole story itself. Disney boosted revenue by raising prices, not by increasing attendance. You see, Bob Iger won't spell that out because it just exposes how fragile park demand has become. Cost cutting is boosting profits, not improved customer satisfaction. And that's nothing new right there because, well, this is Disney. Now, sports isn't even saving them either. ESPN brought in revenue growth below inflation and saw a drop in operating income. Disney needed the ESPN app launch to help stabilize the segment, and it didn't happen. All right. So Bob Iger is running out of divisions he can point to as reliable winners. And to think that he was actually able to win or showing that he's winning this war against YouTube TV. Disney shouldn't have done what they did and still trying to demand more money from YouTube TV. And YouTube TV saw right through it. Okay. And they decided to go ahead and just go up against Disney, all right, and not let them bully them around, okay? Now, the forward-looking guidance looks like, the company begging investors to be patient. Disney's just telling you that the future will be brighter while ignoring the failures of the present. Now, Bob Iger is banking on optimism carrying the stock through his final year. Okay, so Disney has to promise long-term success because short-term performance is not cutting it anymore. All right. Now, honestly, when you go ahead and compare the financial press coverage to the actual numbers, it's actually clear that the narrative is being shaped to protect the brand. Bob Iger gets softer headlines because, well, the media actually needs Disney to stay afloat, especially when some of those who are in that particular media state is working for Disney or gets benefits from Disney. Now, investors can just see right through the spin, and the truth hits harder than any press release. Disney is not where it claims to be, and this quarter proves it with no room for excuses. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.